And now my mic is on, and I can take this intro right from the top. We're not going to pretend that the accident didn't happen. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, the audience. We're going to take it as it comes, live and in living color on Tuesday, July the 24th, 2023. I am James, you are you, we are here for a very special edition of the At Home program. Now, I know that you have heard me say this ad nauseum for years now, 3+ years. We have had a multitude, a variety, a plethora of special events, whether they happen to deal with birthdays, whether they happen to deal with Christmas, Halloween, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, Canadian Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. We've done it all. But tonight, for the first time ever on At Home, it is Greek Heritage Night. And you might be asking yourself, hey, James, did you shave your beard into a mustache as a form of celebration? The answer is no, but I do embrace it as a celebration nonetheless. Maybe that's why I had that microphone snafu at the top of the program. I don't feel like myself. This time last week, went to trim my beard with a new razor. Thought 1 was the lowest setting. I was dead wrong. Half of my face fallen by the wayside, left with no other option. I now have a very furry caterpillar on my top lip. But I embrace what life has to throw at me, and tonight I embrace something that has been thrown at me over and over and over again by one Dimitri Kyres, who has challenged me to present a Greek Heritage Night. Now, I will say here, admittedly, I don't know much about what it is to be Greek. I myself am not Greek. I like the food. I like the people. As we can hear off the top of the program, we heard that lovely, whimsical music, a string instrument synonymous with Greek music. But I accept the challenge, and I want to bring in the person who provided the challenge right here, right now, the one and only Dimitri Kyres. Dimitri, you must be swimming in it right now, doing laps in tzatziki.
Yasu at home with James and Kali Nikta James.
Now, for the uneducated, including myself, what does Kali Nikta mean?
It means good night in Greek. Kali means good, Nikta means night, and you could say it all the time because it's always good day, good evening, good night in Greece. Everyone's always having a good time. And we're going to have a good time tonight, aren't we, James?
You are certainly having a good time. I've never seen you so bare-armed on this program.
I am wearing...
Whoa, easy. You got a license to carry?
I'm wearing the Greek national team basketball team jersey right now.
Very nice.
Celebration. One of the greatest basketball
I've also
teams.
dressed for the occasion. I'm wearing blue.
You know, and I'm happy to see it, James. You're really throwing yourself with Greek culture heritage now.
Yeah. Now, what do you think about the mustache?
It's very Greek.
Yeah.
It's very Greek of you. It's, a pretty quintessential part about being Greek, or what is synonymous with Greek, rather, is the sea captain's mustache.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you're referring to it as a sea captain's mustache, because I think I look like a junior traffic cop.
We're going to work on your mustache. Part of the mustache is just committing to it, James. But, being Greek is much more than just having a furry caterpillar on your upper lip.
Absolutely. Well, this is why we're here tonight, to not only teach me, but teach people what it means to be Greek, because as I mentioned, I don't know really much about being Greek. I don't have many Greek friends. You are certainly my closest Greek friend, maybe my only Greek friend.
What a shame. Kako, a Greek word for bad.
What does that mean? Okay, well, look, I've had many Italian friends. I've had a number of Arabic friends. It's time to broaden my horizons.
A little known culture Greek is. A lot of people don't know the intricacies and the beauties about being Greek and to experience Greek culture. Sure, we go down to the corner store and we get a tzatziki all dressed with potatoes inside. But it's so much more than that.
You get a tzatziki all dressed?
Yeah, you get a tzatziki all dressed.
All right.
With potatoes inside.
Okay, look, first time I'm hearing about an all-dressed tzatziki.
Oh, there's lots of tricks to the trade. Did you know that you can go to any dépanneur in Montreal and ask for a tzatziki all dressed and you'd be surprised what you get?
Yeah, I guess I'll have to try it at the Couche-Tard after this.
You know why? Because Montreal was founded by Greeks.
Wasn't it the Irish?
It was Greeks since day one, the first off the boats. Why? Because we had to use the bathroom. And we were the first to lay down the foundations. The first bricks that went into the ground were placed there by Greek, sweaty, hairy, hairy-knuckly Greek hands.
And now, so just in case people, you are Greek.
I'm a Greek man. I'm 100% Greek, in fact. This is what Greeks looked like back in the day. They looked like me.
Yeah.
Ancient Greeks going to battle.
Yeah, basketball players.
Basketball players, ancient Greeks battling the Persians, battling the Romans, battling Greeks. Greeks on Greeks. Greeks love to battle Greeks.
Well,
and they all look like me.
It's Greek on Greek tonight because we've got an expert guest here who's been here a number of times before. But if you're going to celebrate Greek Heritage Night, you can't just have Dimitri here.
Yeah.
We have to level up a little bit. We got to turn up the volume. We have to turn up the heat. We have to get things very, 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 how can I put this? Authentic tonight.
I learned everything about Greece from this guy, Among Us, as we would say in Greek.
Now, what does Among Us mean?
I'm going to let this guy say what Among Us is.
Okay.
But he's the expert. I know everything Greek from this guy. He's the OG Greek. I talk about the forefathers, the people who put Greek on the map in Montreal and abroad. This is the guy. And this is the guy.
Right.
He's going to teach you everything. And by the end of it, James, maybe you yourself might want to become Greek.
Okay, honorary.
We might baptize you. We'll see.
All right. Well, without any further ado, let's welcome tonight our expert, Dimitri, it's your father, George Kyres. George, welcome back to the program. It's Greek Heritage Night. Thank you for being here.
Hey guys, check it out.
Look at that.
Okay, so this looks like a very, very old family photo. Am I to assume that's a very young George?
Yeah, that's me bouncing on Dad's, during Independence, Greek Independence Day.
Okay, so this is quite a family photo.
Parade.
Okay, this is fantastic.
Look at
now,
that.
Check it out.
What does seeing that photo mean to you? It must bring back just a number of memories.
Dad, you got hungry and took a bite out of it.
Yeah, the photo depicts me when I was still good looking.
Whoa.
Oh, well, I think you got to give yourself a bit of credit here.
There you go. See?
Now, I want to ask you right off the hop, George. What did you think when Dimitri asked you to be our expert guest on Greek Heritage Night? What was your true first impressions of that?
Well, I'm a first generation. I'm actually born here, but I was raised in a predominantly Greek home.
Okay.
My first language was Greek, and I went to Greek school.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought we followed all the holidays, and pretty much a lot of heritage was instilled in me growing up. And you know what? It wasn't a crazy idea because you kind of like to get the old timer,
Sure.
The old timer gist on what what.
Yes.
Greek heritage is all about, right?
Okay.
It's sad, and my heart and prayers go out to the people in Greece right now. They're suffering through many fires are going on. It's extremely hot and dry.
Yeah, the world is burning at large.
The world is burning at large, but it's James. I don't think it's because we have too many straws in the ocean. Or that we're burning, too much stuff and sending too much stuff in the air.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a concern, but the planet's been here for like a couple of 100 billion years, and
This is true.
We've only been around for maybe a fraction of that.
So wait,
Yes.
what do you think the real reason is?
Well, yeah, the reason is that the world is evolving. And, we might be going into an ice age again at some point, or maybe we're going to have to live underground. I mean, things, things.
So you think there's a possibility that we're going to have to go underground to become mole people?
I really believe that, not in my generation. I'm not going to see that. And you guys aren't going to see that either. I don't even think your kids are going to see that. But I do believe that because the world is evolving and there's just nothing that we're doing to do anything with that, because there is, believe it or not, there's places on the planet that a human foot has never stepped on.
Yeah.
Like where?
Um, I can tell you many places up north where nobody's ever stepped on that. Nobody's ever been. Humans have not been on, I'd say, 90% of the planet.
What?
Ever.
90%.
Yeah, 90%. That's how tiny microbes we are. We are just dust in the wind.
Yes, as the Kansas song once said.
That's right.
Well, I want to touch on something you said. You talked about generations just a second ago, and a few moments ago you talked about being first generation Greek. I'm curious to know what differences you see now as first generation Greek compared to Dimitri's generation, as someone who's lived in Montreal for their entire life. What are some of the differences that you've noticed as the years have gone by?
We growing up Greek, okay, was a challenge because things were one thing happening. There was one thing happening at home, and there was another thing happening when you stepped outside the home. So you had to kind of like adapt to both, realities, but growing up, because I'm first generation and because my parents came from Greece on a boat, and my mom and dad came off the boat owing somebody $1. We were supposed to get off the boat. I mean, my mom and dad should have gotten off the boat in New York.
Could have been New Yorkers, James.
In Ellis Island.
Yeah.
And because that day was really busy, they just did not have room or time to process another boat. They just waved us on. They just waved us through. They said, "Keep going. We have no room for another boat today." So that's how we got off. That's how they got off in Montreal.
Okay, so you could have been a New Yorker.
Technically I should have been a New Yorker.
Yes. Okay.
You could have been Trump.
I don't know if anybody wants to be Trump. It's I mean, I believe in right-wing politics, but I don't believe on the guy that's calling the shots right now.
Now, what do you think about his nicknames for people though? Because he's got some schoolyard nicknames. What do you think of his ability to make up nicknames for people?
Okay, can you enlighten me with an example?
Well, for instance, he would call Joe Biden Sleepy Joe, or he calls Ron DeSantis Meatball Ron. He called Mike Bloomberg Mini Mike. Yeah,
well, listen, it's mudslinging. Okay, that's politics. I mean, look, I'm not a fan. I've always voted liberal. I'm just not a fan of Justin at the moment because he's kind of dropped the ball on a couple of times. But look,
would you consider yourself more of a centrist? You can veer one way, and then in the next election, you can veer another way.
No, I believe. I grew up believing in liberalism, and I got to tell you, the Liberal Party is the party that Canada needs, and for us to survive in this country, because if we didn't have the social programs and the all the benefits of the programs, we would not survive in this country.
So I guess there is some benefit that your parents were able to dock in Montreal.
I would have preferred New York.
Sure.
But hey, listen, I'm not complaining. They did pretty good. They got work at the Royal Victoria Hospital. My mom and dad worked as orderlies. My dad managed to scrape together a couple of bucks with his brother, and they opened up a little shop, a little meat shop. Oh, I wish I had that picture. That's a good one. Yeah, I wish I had that picture.
Where was the shop located?
It was on Pine Corner, Pine and St. Lawrence.
Okay, that's a nice area.
Yeah, they ended up moving to a location on St. Lawrence. And they started, and you know what? Business must have been good because a lot of the community supported them because they were Greek, and so a lot of the Greek community supported them.
Yeah.
Okay, by shopping there, and and eventually they kept on, one building after another, and then they opened up a pretty big store
Yeah.
after buying a few buildings one next to the other. Thankfully, they did invest on property,
Mm-hmm.
and thankfully, I mean, it worked out that even after they retired, the properties were was their retirement fund.
Sure. Well, now it seems like, based on what you're saying, you grew up in a fairly authentic Greek household.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Did that differ from Dimitri's upbringing? Because if I understand correctly, and I don't want to, pull a Trump and sling mud here, Dimitri's not particularly fluent in the Greek language.
There's a reason for this.
Our primary language at home was English.
Yes.
We did throw a couple of a little bit of Greek here and there, and Kathy tried to keep him versatile in the language, but it just it didn't stick.
Okay, well, let me ask you this: when you and your wife had to talk about things that maybe you didn't want the kids to hear, because of course Dimitri has siblings, would you communicate in Greek in the way that some parents would? Sometimes they spell out the words so their kids won't understand what they're talking about. Maybe, to discuss where the presents are being hid over Christmas. Would you guys exchange words in Greek to perhaps keep them in the dark about what was being said?
We did not practice much of that. I mean, if there's anything to say, we'd say it. I mean, we didn't have to hide from the kids.
Yeah.
We didn't feel like that we needed to send the kids to Greek school because, kind of neither here nor there. I mean, listen, the bottom line is that we communicated.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, like Dimitri's a pretty astute wordsmith at this point.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
We it kind of like we were able to instill holidays, traditions, heritage. We were able to follow everything and keep a Greek profile.
Yes.
At home with Greek food, Greek church on Sunday. Greek Orthodox, right? We're Orthodox. Apparently, what religion are you, James?
Well, I would say that if I were to define it based on what we grew up as, is Anglican, I believe.
Anglican, yeah, I think that's what it is. Well, you see, that's the thing. We are Greek Orthodox is mainly a we have many gods.
Wait, what?
Okay.
We don't.
Yeah, we do. We all our saints are.
Yeah, they're not our gods. Jesus is the god.
Well, they're not gods, but we.
What, they got like they're the X-Men?
We hail them as very important people, VIPs.
Yeah, they're VIPs. They're getting into
the
club.
VIP of the Greek Orthodox
they're
religion.
getting bottle service.
If there was a nightclub, they're getting in first.
Yeah, but Jesus is the guy.
Saint Dimitri.
Listen, you got to know about this guy.
Like Saint Dimitri. I mean, I would consider him, and if you go to a Greek Orthodox church, you're going to see all the saints are very predominantly, exhibited in the church.
Who's your
along
favorite?
With Jesus and Mary and the Virgin Mary and baby Jesus. I mean, we don't cut anybody out. We kind of like, we kind of like to pray to everybody.
Is there a Saint Saint Nick?
Saint Nick and Saint George is a very nice one. Saint George was the patron saint of women.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's why you're such a Casanova.
Now we're saying Saint George is the patron saint of women?
Kind of, yeah. That's what
Now,
I
now,
got.
now, now, George, I don't want to put you on the hot seat here, but do you feel some type of prowess was passed down to you sharing that namesake?
Prowess.
Yeah, would you say that
No,
you
no.
He was a
nothing was
bit of a
passed?
Casanova.
No. It's if you look at the icon of Saint George,
Yeah,
you will see that there's a maiden standing in the background,
yeah.
and Saint George is on a horse, and he's got a spear going through the mouth of the dragon.
I've seen
Yeah.
him do that move before to impress someone.
You got to see this icon. It's like incredibly, unbelievably nice. It's a really special looking kind of icon.
Well, I want to touch on this. We veered onto religion and very much culture. Dimitri,
Yeah.
would you consider yourself in tune with the Greek Orthodox religion? Be honest.
No.
All right.
Does that come as a shock to you, Dad?
No,
Yeah,
you know,
I don't care. Well, look, I care, but I didn't pay attention when I was in church.
yeah, we go to church. We go to church mainly for the baptisms and the weddings.
Yeah.
And the free
No,
food.
we're not. You know, we might go to church maybe once or twice a year to attend mass, but I mean,
Yeah.
we're not. You know, we don't blindly follow our religion.
Yeah,
I mean,
not-
listen,
not-
it's
not-
there and
Not strongly practicing.
not strongly practicing. Mean practicing. We don't yay or nay or anything.
Okay.
I mean, but we're there. You know, it's there, and and sometimes if I wouldn't pray to my patron saint, but I mean,
Yeah.
if things are getting really tough or I'm in a tight situation, I might,
You'll have a moment.
I'll have a moment with God,
Okay.
and like that type of thing.
Now let me
Me and
ask
God.
you. Let me ask you something, Dad. Here, like, would you go back to like the old ways and like to pray to like the old gods?
I only pray to one God, which is God.
Yeah, but what about the old gods? Like we used to do back in the day.
The old gods.
Yeah, like Zeus and Poseidon.
Like
Oh.
mythical figures.
Those
The mythical figures. No, we never prayed to them.
people would.
They
People
were-
did back then. Ancient
Yeah, but
gods.
that must have been a long time ago. Just you got to remember that we've only been around for what maybe a couple of 100 years. I think maybe 1,000 years.
and in
Is that-
100 and
Is that an
100.
honest?
Yeah, we've been around for 1,000 years at least.
We've been around for about 1,000 years. The planet's
Dimitri,
been here
there's
for
no
a
need to
couple
get
of
heated,
100 billion
Dimitri.
years.
I'm not getting heated. I'm just asking him if he still believed in the ancient gods. Which one would you pray to?
There's only one God to pray to, and that's God.
I don't know.
No, I don't. You don't pray to anybody else.
I mean, I think that Ares or Poseidon would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't need to pray to Poseidon unless I'm in a submarine, down about maybe a couple of miles and reviewing the Titanic or something.
Oh, Dad, it's too soon.
I'd be praying a lot at that point. I'd be bending
No,
over
I
and
think-
kissing my ass goodbye. That's what I would be doing.
I see the correlation, right? Poseidon
Yeah.
was the god of water or something like
Yeah,
that.
I'd be praying to Poseidon, saying, "Hey, you need to get me the hell out of here."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay. Well,
shit's starting to happen.
I want to pivot here. Now we talked about being a first generation Montreal person of Greek descent. How would you define the Montreal Greek community? Because Montreal is a melting pot
Very
of different
strong.
cultures, right? When I think Italian people, I think, well, there's the people who are Italian from Italy, but then I think there are Montreal Italians, and there are Montreal Greek people, and Montreal Lebanese people, and Montreal Armenian people. How would you define the Montreal Greek community, George?
We have a very strong community. I was actually I actually was voted into.
Mhm.
Okay, by the Greek population at one point into the Greek Community Center,
Nice.
which is the board of directors that runs all the decisions that have to do with churches and the schools. So we have many churches that the community is centered around. Okay, we have many activities. We have many social centers. We have schools.
Mm-hmm.
Socrates, for instance, is the school that the Greek community runs to,
Mm-hmm.
and it's I think it's also part of the PSPGM school board, Protestant school board, and
Mm-hmm.
it's we're very we have a very strong community. I
Yes.
mean, maybe some people are not that close to it, but I mean, listen, we're there's a very strong Greek community here in Montreal.
Dimitri, what do you think about that?
Listen, I wasn't a part of it. Yeah, I didn't. He didn't take me to go to the Greek events and stuff like that. I wish you would, because
You know, I
we didn't want to
did
do
you
it.
eat souvlaki?
Did I
Did
eat
you ever eat
souvlaki?
souvlaki?
Does a fish
No,
need
did
water
you?
to live?
Do you did you ever didn't we take you out for souvlaki?
Yes. One of my fondest memories is going. You know what I'm about to say? Going to Marvin's and getting some calamari.
Yeah.
That
So here
place
you go.
makes some nice calamari.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Dimitri, it feels like you're accusing your dad of not including you in Greek community events.
Maybe I would have been more Greek if he would have taken me to more Greek events and Greek things.
You know what? You know what? Because you were born kind of like the tail end of things. All right.
What does that mean?
Means kind of cause it means that you were born like 10 years after your brother and sister.
Yeah, I want to talk
So I
about
mean, you
that.
were just like, while we were busy, tuning them into all the goings on,
Yeah.
you were kind of like still in diapers. So by the time you came around to understand what was going on, we kind of like had moved on.
Understood. So you weren't as implicated in the community making decisions, helping make decisions once Dimitri was of age to perhaps have enjoyed those things.
Perhaps, but I look, we were pretty much integrated into the mainstream of uh, of Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s in the city,
Yeah.
we were pretty much very busy working hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I had a restaurant at one time, and I was working like
And
I
there's
don't know.
quite a few, the Greek restaurateurs in Montreal. They go together like peanut butter and jelly.
That's true.
What's it
But
about?
don't
What's
think
going
that
on?
every Greek restaurant is owned by a Greek.
Oh yeah. Well, I would say that it's not just limited to Greek food, right? I think there's just happens to be a lot of Greek restaurateurs.
It seems to yes. I mean, I had a
Okay.
restaurant. It wasn't a Greek restaurant. It was more like a greasy spoon.
Yeah.
Okay, but now this is interesting, right? Because I do think that there is a lot of greasy spoons in Montreal that happen to be owned by Greek owners.
Yes, absolutely. That
Right
was
across the street from my apartment, there's the Green Spot. Most of their staff is Greek.
yes.
It seems like diners and Greek, the Greek people go together well.
You know what? When I had my restaurant,
Mm-hmm. And what was the name of the
okay, and
restaurant?
like for instance, like a customer would come and order like a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
You had to tell your staff what the order, which was cheeseburger, cheeseburger, cheeseburger. Okay.
Right.
All right. Now, if we had like other you know types of people working there, not Greeks, they wouldn't understand cheeseburger.
Yes.
You have to hire
Yes.
the Greeks.
That's why we had to like hire Greeks, because this way the waitresses would know when to drop the fries.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and like while we were flipping burgers, okay, the staff would know what to do next, and it was a lot
Mm-hmm.
easier to work with.
Well, it's interesting that you bring up calling in the order of the cheeseburger, because the way that you said it is very similar to the Saturday Night Live sketch that was based on a greasy spoon in Chicago,
There you go.
A Greek restaurant.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly what it was. It was
Mhm.
cheeseburger, cheeseburger, cheeseburger,
Yes. Now,
and Pepsi.
what was the name of the restaurant?
Oh, it was the Canada Drive-In.
Doesn't the Canada Drive-In still exist? Isn't there one in Chateauguay?
There is one in Chateauguay, and they
Yes.
do exist. But I
Yes.
mean, they used to be more than one. I mean, there used to be like, I'd say there used to be at least 10 of them.
Now, did you start the franchise or you were a
No,
franchisee?
no, I had my brother-in-law was a chef,
Yeah.
and he was here from the States. And interesting story is that he said that there's this a neat little restaurant for sale. The owner wants out, and we could have it for a great price.
Mm-hmm.
So the story goes that he got a job offer. Okay, he got a job offer in California. I'd say about maybe a month after we opened the restaurant. So the first customer comes in. I'll never forget. It was a Sunday morning,
Mm-hmm.
and the first customer walks in. Says, "I said yes, sir." Says, "I'd like to order pizza." And I said, "Okay." He says, "I want to order a large, all dressed."
Nice order.
So the sweat beads were rolling off my forehead because I didn't even know how to boil water.
Yeah.
But I took the dough out and I started trying to open it with my elbows, okay, punching it, okay, flipping it, elbowing it, and finally it kind of looked like this, okay, kind of like wasn't round,
Mm-hmm.
okay, but I got the stuff on it and I got it into the oven, so good for me, right? Wasn't gonna upset the customer,
Yeah.
and I'll try on the next one. I'll try to get it to look a little rounded. Okay, so the customer said, "You've never done this before, have you?" And I said, "No, sir. I truly, I've never done this before. The guy that was supposed to be here is not here today." So he ended up getting a free pizza. I said, "Look, I don't want to. So gave him the pizza for free.
Did he ever
Okay.
come back? Do you know if he ever came back?
I don't think he ever came back.
Well, okay, well, I want to circle back now, Dimitri. It seemed like you took a bit of umbrage with your dad there. What were some things that you wish you could have experienced as part of Greek culture?
I wish he would have taken me with him. I equate the Greek culture a lot to.
Take you with him where?
I'm
You're
getting
saying
to
a lot
that.
of things, but you're not getting specific.
I'm getting to that. I like to think that the Greek culture is a lot like The Sopranos. And the work that this guy was doing, he was always like he was driving around, he was handshaking, there was money getting exchanged and stuff, and I wanted to be a part of the action. You know what I mean? To be a part of like the Sopranos lifestyle, because Italian and Greek very similar, no? Well, no answer.
I don't know if you would have been old enough to be part of any action.
Whoa! So there was action.
I don't even think you're old enough today to be a part of any action.
What the heck?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's right.
George, let me ask you a question. What do you interpret the term action to mean from our young friend here, Dimitri? What do you think he means by action?
Back in the old day,
Oh, hell yeah. Come on.
there was a street hustle thing. It was a street hustle. Okay. Dimitri is not street, and he's not a street hustle.
What? I got tattoos. I'm street.
You're a millennial, kind of geeky kind of guy.
What the hell?
It sounds like, Dimitri, you're not Greek.
Yeah, you're not a street hustler. You wouldn't make it.
This is what I'm talking about.
Dimitri on the street right now with nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that Dimitri would be screaming, "Help me!" within about maybe a day or two.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You never took me out to learn the streets because part of being Greek was landing in this hostile territory and making a buck.
Being in a Greek family, Dimitri, you were handed literally, okay,
a fist.
Everything, okay. You were fed. You had your clothes. You had your food. You had
His
your
video
toys,
games, had the video games.
video games. You had like all. You know what? He never needed to be a street hustler.
Did he have a pool growing up, George?
Yeah, like one of those above ground,
Yeah.
like a inflatable pool.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, above ground.
Yeah. So he never needed to learn the trade of the street.
Because you were on the mean streets of Montreal.
Oh,
You've seen some shit.
absolutely.
Part of being Greek.
Growing up,
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: what streets are we talking about here? Paint a picture
we're
for us.
talking blue bonnets.
Yep.
Okay, with the guys. Okay,
Yep.
I'm going to tell you now, like growing up, like teen years.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking.
Okay.
Are we talking the early '70s here?
Yeah, early 70s. We'd be doing a lot of, horse racing.
Yeah.
We'd go over to somebody's house and play cards.
Yeah. Are you going to Crescent?
We were, absolutely. We were at these clubs called the
Limelight.
what's the name of that? Not much. No, there was a lot of clubs like the Speakeasy.
We're thinking about a very different time in the city of Montreal, right? Guy Lafleur is scoring goals. Gino Vanelli is putting out albums.
Yeah. You know what? The joie de vivre of Montreal, and I was very lucky to be in that joie de vivre in the 70s.
Oh, hell
The 70s were a big party. Nobody was talking politics. It was like, where are we going tonight? You'd throw $20 in your pocket and end up drinking all night. Is
it fair to say that in the 70s, being a young Greek guy in Montreal, the pants were tight and the rules were loose?
It was a big party. The city was the happiest. There was no riots. There was no drama, and there was no politics. And
it sounded like it was a good time all the time.
Yeah, it was a good time 7 days a week.
Okay, so how would Dimitri have fared going out on Crescent?
Didn't get to experience it.
Yeah, how do you think he would have fared? Current day Dimitri.
Yeah.
In that time, if Dimitri's a young Greek guy going to Crescent, a night on the town, he doesn't have his video games, he doesn't have his above ground pool.
Be honest.
No. Yeah, you know what? You would have grown up differently because it would have been more disco dancing.
Oh,
and,
nice.
And Bee Gees, and Saturday Night Live, and downtown. Drinking and partying and philandering all night. Okay.
Philandering.
Yeah, hustling women.
Whoa!
Love it. So it is fair to say that some things have been passed down to you from St. George.
I don't think that you can associate what was going on in the 70s with St. George.
Now I feel like this is the follow-up to the next time that you're on Montreal in the 70s.
I think
that's an episode.
Yeah.
What a party.
Yeah.
That was such a party.
You'd
be clubbing, would be going from one place. You'd have your start club.
Yeah.
And then you'd have your finishing club.
Come on.
Okay. And then you'd have your midnight club.
Now how does the night end? Is it with a meal? Is it with the company of another?
You know what? It was a very lively. There was many partners and many friends.
Whoa, Dad!
I listen. It was the 70s, right? It was just one big F fest.
You can come on the show if you want to.
You can? Oh, yes. Okay. All right. Yeah, just don't know how many words are you're allowed. But the thing is that it was such a party. It was just you would party and drink all night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd go home at 4 a.m. Okay, make a bowl of pasta.
Mm-hmm.
Just boil some pasta. slam dunk some pasta. Okay, at 4:30 in the morning, you'd crash face first on the bed, sometimes with the clothes you came in with. You would wake up in the morning, brush your teeth, and go to work, and then by 1 or 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you'd be out doing it all over again.
I love
This
it.
was going on, like literally, Monday to Friday, easy, and then the weekend was crazy. Saturdays were crazy.
It was an F fest.
It was an F fest. Yeah.
Coming in from the chat, the real Andrew Mackay has got a couple comments. He says George has become the patron saint of submarines, in reference to your remarks earlier. He also says, "Careful what you admit on the air, George."
Admit? No, I'm being very transparent.
He's admitting that he had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like you did with that border guard that one time.
I'm not admitting to anything. We're just saying that the 70s and the 80s were just one big party. Anybody that missed that?
It sounds like we need to make a pledge here that we're going to do a Montreal in the 70s and the 80s episode. We get 2 episodes right there.
Well, 70s were and the 80s were just a big party. I mean, it was nothing like what's going on today, where people are very, conservative to themselves.
They're soft.
It's a sensitive time.
They're soft. Just call it. Young people today are soft.
No, they're just very conservative. It's a whole different thing going on. It's not what it used to be anymore.
Now, as we begin to wind down, do you think it'll ever go back?
I don't know. I mean, the fabric of our society is changing all the time. We were boomers. We had this, because of all that partying, there was a huge population explosion. All right. Now, from all that partying, there came like we have the millennials today, right? Right, millennials, right? Well, back then we were the boomers. Why was it called boomers? Because it was like it boomed.
Yeah.
There was just too much happiness going on, and the babies were just happening like crazy. There was a lot of babies at the time, so that's why we were called boomers.
I have to say, I love that this began as Greek Heritage Night and it turned into Montreal in the 70s.
Yeah, well, it's part of that because it was, communities were just booming. Immigration was exploding. The city was growing by leaps and bounds, and I was part of that. And I'm happy that I lived during this era because we had like just the greatest time.
That's part of your heritage. That is part of your heritage.
It is.
Well, George, can you believe it's already 9:57? We've done basically an hour here.
Dad, we got a quick fire question in the chat for you. Did you ever party with any athletes in the 70s?
Yeah, I did. I did rub shoulders with Guy Lafleur.
I love it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I did. I saw James Brown at the Limelight. Literally from where I'm standing today, you and me are standing. He would, I did bump into Madonna at a couple of clubs. There was Thursdays. Thursdays was huge. It was like any star, any celebrity that would come into town, that you would be rubbing shoulders with them at Thursday.
Now this is the stuff I think we gotta like. This is the perfect cliffhanger for when you come back to talk about what Montreal was like in its golden age.
Oh, that was Montreal in its golden years, and a lot of people don't know. I mean, maybe they do, maybe they do. I don't know, but the city was just alive, and it was just the greatest time ever. I mean, it was just fun all the time.
Well, I think we got to put a cap on that now because this is the perfect preview. It's the perfect trailer. It's the perfect lead-in for when you come back next time and we really get into this. That might have to be a midnight episode.
Ooh.
This is At Home After Dark.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You can swear all you
And I
want.
guess we can be a little bit more profanity, I guess, would
We
be
can be as profane as
Definitely.
we want.
as profane as we okay.
Our
And
audiences
but so
love it, James. They go buck
18 and
wild.
over. 18 and over.
yeah, okay. Well, the thing is that look, I'm gonna take notes. I'm
Yeah,
gonna bring a whole bunch of things to the
I
table,
love
but
it.
I gotta prepare it. I mean, it's
I
not like
love
I
it.
get off the top of my head. There's a million things going on.
Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna
Uh,
I'm gonna have my people talk to your people, and it just so happens that our people is the same person, and that's Dimitri.
it's me.
oh, okay. All right, that's easy.
It sounds like we've got something in the can for the next show. George, I want to thank you so much for being here, my friend. This was great.
Anytime.
Dad, you did it
Greek
again.
heritage.
Greek Heritage Night. All right, Dad.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you later.
All right, guys. Have a good show.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Now, Dimitri, as we begin to wind down, I want to show you something that I've sent to you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen this, but I came across, as I was doing my own personal research,
Yeah.
some Greek restaurants in the city, and I found one that I had never seen before. It was a flyer for a Greek restaurant.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. You
Yeah,
sent it
I
to
want-
me.
I
I'm
want-
gonna send it up. I'm gonna put it up on screen right now.
Yeah, so if you're only listening to the show now, we encourage you to open your player, your browser.
Yeah.
Dimitri, do you know anything about this? It's Andy's Greek Garden, Montreal's best Greek food,
Yeah.
authentic Greek food, livraison rapide, fast delivery at 514-555-9001.
I didn't see this. This is the first I'm seeing of this. I've never seen this before. But I've got to hand it to Andy. If this is something he's pursuing, he's doing a hell of a job on the cover.
Yeah, Andy is not Greek.
He's not Greek at all. But like my dad said, not a lot of Greeks run Greek restaurants.
Andy could maybe pass for Greek.
He's got all the hallmarks of a Greek guy. He's got really thick eyebrows. He's got a mustache and beard, and he's got big
Great hair, great
hair. Which you saw my old man. You see me.
Yeah, yeah.
Great head of hair.
Okay, well, what do you think about? Would you call this appropriation?
I want to see if this fucking QR code goes anywhere.
I'm scared to know where it goes. Why don't we go to the menu?
Oh, there's a menu here. Let me open up.
There
the
is a
pamphlet.
menu. Yeah, it's a one-page menu.
Yeah, let me.
And I was a little thrown off by some of the items.
Oh yeah, yeah, I can see why.
All right, so first and foremost, you get 50%.
First and foremost,
off.
sorry to cut you off. He's still on the cover.
Yeah, he's behind all these items. You get a 15% off if you order at the counter. So basically, they're going to pay the tax.
Yeah, they're going to pay the tax.
Now,
which
the
is
first
great.
the first and most flagrant thing I noticed is that there's no Greek food on the menu.
You noticed that.
Dimitri, would you like to look at the combo number one?
Yeah, combo number one: 3 pizzas, small, cheese or pepperoni, and I'm pretty sure on the picture it's showcasing more than just cheese and pepperoni.
There's a couple. I guess those are maybe extra items that are not on the menu.
Yeah. I'm certainly looking at a pepperoni pizza with pineapple on it, and then the other two.
So, and a special order the Hawaiian.
And then the other pizzas are clearly pepperoni and green pepper, and the one on the bottom does have Greek black olives on top.
All right, and you get 2 Pepsis and 2 fries for $35.95.
Yeah, it's a hell of a price. Because it's a hell of a price. You're getting 3 small pizzas for 2 fries and 2 Pepsis, $35.99.
Sure. But then if you look at combo number 2, also not Greek. It's also not Greek.
Yeah, this combo's combo number 2, 3 pizzas, again small, again not pepperoni or cheese. I'm seeing many different flavors on the picture. 2 fries, 2 Pepsis, 10 chicken wings.
Yeah, you get an order of 10 wings, and it comes out to $9 more. So you're basically spending $9 on 10 wings.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I guess I'd go for the wings because it's 10 extra wings, but it's not that many wings.
Get it at the counter; it's 15% off.
That's true. That's a pretty good deal, but you have to go in.
What do you think about the third combo?
Yeah, combo number 3, 3 pizzas, once again small, once again not cheese pizza or pepperoni pizza. It's 2 fries, 2 Pepsis, 10 chicken wings, And then they're tagging on the price is outrageous. You're adding 2 cheeseburgers, lasagna, and garlic bread.
Yeah, for $75.95.
But that's not a bad price considering how big's the lasagna.
Yeah, well, judging by the
Because
photos,
I can't trust the photos.
it looks like you cannot trust the photos. It looks like a personal lasagna and a quarter of garlic bread.
And how I'm gonna assume this is regular standard cheeseburger size too. This isn't like White Castle sliders.
Yeah, but also a lasagna is traditionally Italian.
What's behind the lasagna?
That's a garlic bread.
Oh, that's the garlic bread. So it's
a quarter of garlic bread.
So it's smaller than the lasagna, the bread.
Yes.
If I'm going based off the photo.
$75.95. 15% if you order at the counter off. And
sorry, I saw the last combo.
Yeah. This is a very unusual one. You want to take this one, Dimitri?
I want to say that this isn't a combo; it's a speciale.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed the spelling of special.
It's in French.
Yeah, it's a spécial, Andy.
Yeah.
But I want to also say that nothing about the nothing about the flyer up to this point has been French.
No, except for rabais 15% au comptoir.
Yeah, and then everything else on this thing is English, except for Speciale Andy, which is in quotation marks. To assume that there's something very sinister about Andy. Is Andy? If I ask for Andy, is he gonna be there? Judging by the photo, I assume unless the person on the flyer is the mascot. But anyway. $65, which is less than the combo 3. You're getting 2 cartons of cigarettes, regular or menthol, which I don't know if that. I'm not a cigarette smoker, so I don't know if that is what's being represented in the photo.
Yeah.
And oh God.
Keep going.
Yeah, and then you're getting a McCain's Deep and Delicious. And 2 Pepsis.
Yeah, you still got the Pepsis. Nothing really Greek about this.
I like that in all the other photos, the Pepsis are front and center, but in this one, you're banking on the Pepsis are not the star of the show.
Yeah, no, the star is the cigarettes and the Deep and Delicious. I know that Andy's family are restaurateurs. His dad is a restaurateur.
Yeah, he used to own the Three Amigos.
Andy's dad opened a Three Amigos?
Andy's dad used to run a Three Amigos.
Okay, we got to get Andy's dad back on the show.
Yeah.
Nothing Greek about this menu. There's, you'd imagine that he would have the souvlakis.
I mean, I'll go so far to say the most Greek thing on this menu are the cigarettes.
I thought it was going to be Andy.
Andy's not Greek, but I'll tell you that smoking cigarettes is very Greek.
All right. Well, I'm going to do some digging on this, and we might have to unearth more information about this. What's it called? Andy's Greek Garden.
Yeah, let me go back to that. Andy's Greek Garden.
No information on where the restaurant is.
Yeah, there's no address. And again, if you are at home right now watching this program, I urge you to scan that QR code and let us know where that goes. And if you can order food, it's on James.
He says it's the best Greek food in Montreal. So if you're hungry for some Greek food, you want some pizzas, wings, or a carton of cigarettes, call 514-555-9001 for Andy's Greek Garden.
You can't afford to miss out on this opportunity.
I think you can with those prices.
I think you can. I think the combo 3 was $95. So,
Dimitri, this was a Greek Heritage Night.
Yeah, was it?
I believe that it was. I learned a lot. I learned quite a bit.
I learned a little bit
about the patron saints of Greek Orthodox religion.
That's true.
I learned that your dad rubbed shoulders with Guy Lafleur.
Yeah, that he's a patron saint of picking up women.
Well, that's going to be for the 18 and over episode. Dimitri, that's it for tonight. We got to go, and I'm going to order from Andy's Greek Garden.
Oh, well, enjoy the food, and as they say in Greece, kali nikta. Good night.
As for Dimitri Kyres and George Kyres, I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and of course, be well.